Senator Leila de Lima on Tuesday slammed Senator Richard Gordon as a railroading chairman who used the House Justice Committee to attack senators who became vocal against President Rodrigo Duterte. De Lima has filed a 151-page dissenting report, the Joint Committee Report number 18 of the Senate Committees on Justice and Human Rights and on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, chaired by Gordon and Senator Panfilo Lacson, respectively. In her dissenting report, De Lima expressed her indignation against the use of a committee report and committee proceedings to attack two senators' thought. De Lima was referring to herself and Senator Antonio Trillanes, for whom the committee report said should be held accountable for their supposed unparliamentary conduct during the course of the Senate probe on extrajudicial killings. De Lima said she and Trillanes made a cover-up and whitewash of the investigation difficult to accomplish, what with all their noise and protestations against railroading chairperson Dot. De Lima said they were singled out in the report for being the two most vocal anti-Duterte senators. She also took exception to the fact that the committee report presented her as a bitter politician ought to make it even against Duterte. Duterte had accused De Lima of being involved in the illegal drug trade. For a while, the Gordon report was not really about finding the source behind all this public bloodbath drowning the poor and shirtless in this country, but about libeling, attacking, and pillorying the two senators who dared come out with guns blazing against the president as the inducer of these killings, De Lima said. The committee report, already signed by 11 senators, said De Lima and Trillanes should be held accountable in order to preserve the integrity of the Senate thought. De Lima said she welcomes another opportunity for persecution by the president as men in the Senate thought. The president as man will find this woman standing her ground, fighting an old world of old men regurgitated from a not-so-distant past, struggling to clamber up the throat of history for one last gasp of tyranny over truth, De Lima said. De Lima is currently out of the country to receive an award in the United States, and attend a speaking engagement in Germany.
Sa batas yan, yung Anti-Voyeurism Act, na may mga pinapakalat silang ganyan, mga pinapakita nila, labag po yan sa batas. So kaya lang, kanino ako dudulog para imbestigahan yan? Kanino ako dudulog para aksyonan yan? PNP ba? NBI ba? DOJ ba? Magkakakontsaba sila lahat dyan sa paghahanap at pagfafabricate ng mga ebidensya na yan laban sa akin. So yan nga ang aking predicament ngayon. Siyempre, kailangan ko rin ng hustisya. Justice dyan sa mga, justice against dyan sa mga kasinungalingan na yan, dyan sa mga sobrang panggigipit sa akin, acts of oppression, acts of persecution. I do need and I cry for justice. Isa nga sa mga unang ipa-file naman on the offensive side of things, kasi ang aking legal moves would be both defensive and offensive. Defensive, kapag may pina-file na kaso, kailangan kong harapin, kailangan kong sagutin. Offensive naman, para mabalikan ko naman yung mga may kagagawan nito. So, unang-una na ginagawa na nga, unang-una na ipa-file ko at ginagawa na nga ay yung petition for writ of amparo, habeas data. Sa Supreme Court po yan ipa-file. I was hoping that could be filed within the week, pero hindi pa daw kaya, baka next week pa. Writ of amparo, writ of habeas data, and then cases also with the Ombudsman, violation of anti-graft, violation of code of conduct of officials, of public officials, prohibition, disbarment, civil action for damages, etc. So it would require massive legal work. Ang nakakaabala lang at ang nakaka-constrain lang is yung aking time. Hindi naman ako, alaga namang pabayaan ko na itong trabaho ko dito sa Senado. Tsaka resources, wala naman po akong pera para sa legal defense.
Ma'am, sino kakasuhan daw, ma'am? Aray. Ayan, yan.
Even si Pangulong Duterte po.
Wow! All the way. Kahit may immunity, ma'am?
I'm going to file a test case.
Test case.
Na may mga pagkakataon po na hindi pwedeng i-invoke ang presidential immunity from suit. Ito po, itong test case na ito. Kasama yan sa Rito Amparo, habeas data. Meron pa po akong mga iba. Pero I would not muna to be laying all my cards on the table.
Okay.
Kasi baka mapaghandaan po ako ng mga yan, lalo lang napaka-lopsided po ng laban. Ako lang po nandito, and then sila yung mga kalaban. So meron po kami mga iniisip. And in those cases na i-implead ko mismo ang Pangulo, we will be testing the doctrine of presidential immunity from suit. Dito kasi sa lawak, saka sa sobrang sama ng ginagawa nila sa akin o ginawa nila sa akin, ito ang pagkakataon na matest natin ang doctrine of presidential immunity from suit. I don't think na yung mga nakaisip ng doktrina na yan ng immunity from suit, I could have ever comprehended a situation like this where there is blatant abuse of power. I'm asking you now, who is that compadre you are supposed to be disclosing as allegedly the one who called you and gave you that order, whatever it is, order, advice, request, etc., to reinstate Superintendent Marcos?
Your Honor, sinabi na ni Presidente na siya ang tumawag sa akin. For all you know, Your Honor, the President is my godfather sa kasal. At the same time, he is also my compadre, Your Honor. So maraming beses na kaming naging compadre, Your Honor. So siya pala ang ituturo mo eventually or ultimately, you know, siya pala talaga ang ituturo mo. Kung maipit, Your Honor, sasabihin ko, pagpalit tayo ng posisyon, Your Honor, ikaw mag-CPNP. Kung kaya mo mag-ipit,
do not argue with me.
Brother.
I'm the one asking you a question here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do not argue with me. I've had enough of you. Kayong lahat ng mga nagsisinungaling. Go ahead. Answer the question.
Please state the question again, Your Honor.
So kung inipit ka pala ng Senate Committee o kung sino man para pangalanan yung tumawag sa'yo na inorderan kang i-reinstate si Marcos, si Presidente naman pala talaga ang ituturo mo.
Yes, Your Honor, because I am magsiswear ako dito, hindi ako pwede magsinungaling, Your Honor. Sabihin ko totoo. But I was talking to the media. Alam ko media, piniplay ako ng media na gano'n. So, nag-isakay rin ako sa kanila, Your Honor. Alam mo naman media na sinusundot ka na parang magsalita.
And supposedly, the cited reason is for humanitarian consideration dahil nga mapapalayo daw dapat si Superintendent Marcos sa pamilya siguro or whatever. Yun ang sinabi niyo po, di ba? Humanitarian consideration. But the President never said about humanitarian consideration. Ano yung sabi niya? Cloak and dagger. Cloak and dagger. What is cloak and dagger? Hayaan niyo nang muna siya na nandyan siya sa Region 8 para masubaybayan niya yung kanyang mga kalokohan. Isn't that the explanation of the President?
Your Honor, yung kumpadre ko na yan, Your Honor, sasabi ko si Bongo, siya yung tumatawag sa akin, Your Honor. Tumatawag sa akin, pinasa yung cellphone kay Presidente.
So,
but before binigyan ni Bongo sa Presidente, Your Honor, meron namin siya sinasabi na pasiuna, kakausapin ka ni Presidente pre, tungkol dito sa problema ni Marcos. So yun na yung napag-usapan namin, Your Honor.
So kung inaamin mo na kumpadre mo rin po si Bongo, so ibig sabihin yan, kasi sinasabi, kino-confirm mo yung reason, which is humanitarian consideration as against the President's reason, which is, sabaybayan muna natin yan. So, that means, kinausap ka rin ni Bongo about it. Hindi lang siya yung pinatawag at inabot
yung cellphone kay Pangulo. Nag-usap muna kayo ni Bongo at sinubukan ni Bongo na sabihin yung sa'yo, for humanitarian consideration, ipastay muna natin si Marcos. Bakit hindi nagtutugma yung mga rason? So, ibig sabihin, may ibang nagsabi, unless that's your invention, may ibang nagsabi na for humanitarian consideration, pero iba yung rason ng ating Pangulo. So, sino yan? It must be Bongo. Correct?
Yan po sinabi ko sa media, Your Honor.